Good morning. I'm running a little late on my coffee break. It's been so busy. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, friends, family, and stalkers. I'm a Facebook stalker for some of you who you don't know. But don't we all stalk a few people? I see a lot of views, but I don't see everybody liking it. So either you don't like it or you don't want to be caught that you were watching. So please, if you're gonna, my request is that if you're gonna stalk, just put a little emoji in the comment thing so they know you're watching, so that everybody has a little different something they want to learn about. And I had someone last night in the middle of the night say, I want the coffee, but I have to have it sweet. Well, this coffee doesn't come sweet, so you have to add sweetener. I don't recommend the blue packet, the yellow packet, or the pink packet, although you can use it. I use stevia, and there are a couple of brands that are really great. You just have to find the one you love. And it also comes in a liquid form, too. So I just put stevia in my coffee first because it makes it very sweet for me, with no sugar, no carbs. And then, of course, my trusty keto creamer stuff that has the MCT oil in it and that Griffonia extract to keep my mood elevated by giving me the building blocks that I need to make my happy hormones. Now, I purposely am cutting off I'm cropping my head this morning because, like I said, I'm running a little behind. So I just have to include you in my coffee break and my getting ready, which this also addresses something that another person yesterday asked about. They said they got their Perform gel and they squoze it out. That's a word. It was gelatinous. And should she heat it up? Maybe it got cold in shipping or something? No, that's the way it's made. I'll show you why. Excuse me. Sometimes that little bit of the keto cream gets stuck on the spoon, and I'm not wasting it. Gotta get every little bit of it. So let me show you. Because I'm going to finish my hair up with Perform Gel. It just came from blow dry. And, those of you who know me know I have, well, no, you don't really know. Only because I told you I have this really weird curl. It's really frizzy stuff. And then with the bleach, it just shatters it. So it's like if you took a Q-tip and you pulled on the end of the Q-tip. That's what my hair looks like when it dries naturally. So anyway, I'm opening a brand new Perform Gel. And by the way, we finally, thank goodness, and it's a good and bad thing. We've been so busy and having so much good fortune that we didn't get our production ramped up fast enough. And so those of you who were waiting for Romance, it's in shipping right now. You're going to be receiving it any moment now. So yeah, the back orders are now being fulfilled and it's back in stock. So we love that you guys love it so much. We didn't know you'd be loving it this much so fast in this last quarter. So so Perform Gel, I'm showing you because it's very different. I'm just going to, well, first I'll do this. Okay, I'm going to show you why it's so different. Can you see how it's coming out? Can you see how it's bouncing? It's like Jello. I mean, it is the coolest stuff. It's got this jelly-like stuff to it. That's on purpose because it's part of the quality of the water-soluble seaweed proteins that we use. They're bouncy. So can you imagine if it's bouncing here in your hand, then what's it going to be doing on your hair? So just putting that so that you don't think I'm just throwing it. Putting it over here in my trusty little wine glass. So those of you who drink wine, I don't drink wine, but those of you who do, when you're drinking your wine and twirling your hair with the bounce, you'll be thinking about Perform Gel and how awesome it is on your hair and blah, blah, blah. And so the evening goes. So anyway, when you use it, you can't just put it on your fingertips like a lot of people do. You have to trap it. Trap it in your palms. Squeeze, 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 and rub. And it turns into, well, you can't see it now, but it turns into a creamy kind of jelly kind of stuff. And so now I'll back off and show you why I'm not showing you my hair right away, because it just came out of blow dry, so you can see it's pretty freaked out. And I'll just use this to smear it. This is always interesting because I typically, no, is this the right way? Yeah. I wear my hair this way, I'm looking at the camera, and it's backwards. So I just run this through, and it's water soluble. So it's not adding any oil to my hair. It's not got any silicone, of course, because you know better than that, because we're the silicone-free folks. Okay, so I'm just pushing it through my hair, and this is first day of blow dry. So tomorrow, all I'll do is put the scalp spray on, and then I'll freshen it up and blow it dry from bedhead. Let's see. Can you tell I'm used to working in a mirror, but I'm not working? I don't know how to work with a camera to do my own hair. So I just wanted to include you in that. And then, oh my, next time I'm going to grab a mirror. It's a little difficult. I guess I could turn the camera around, but that is too much concentration I have. So I'm going to take just a bit more. This is drying in my hands. And it feels awesome on the hands too. I mean, you could use this as a hand cream. It is, well, not a cream, because it's not creamy, but as a moisturizing gel. Okay, so I need a brush, but I didn't bring one, so too bad. I have a few little flyaways that are just rumpled, but you can see how this starts to control the hair, and that's what I do. So today, gosh, okay, there we go. I'll just, oh, there's a, hold on, there's a, oh, what am I thinking? There's a mirror behind me. Okay, okay, better. Now, as you can also tell, with all the curl I have in my hair, I have a lot of curl, so it bounces easily. Those of you who want bounce in your hair, you can get it. Those you need to control it down, you have to use a lot more and use it on your hair wet first. So, and then you can always calm it down with another product like Encore leave-in conditioner, like I did yesterday before we went skiing. This is my coffee break, so let me have my coffee. I'm laughing this morning because we get so many calls, and somebody said something about animals yesterday, and most people don't even know that we're PETA certified. And if they do know we're PETA certified, they don't even know what that means. Those of you who know, you're probably rolling your eyes like, shouldn't everybody know? Thank God you're saying something about this. People for Ethical Treatment of Animals. So yeah, Belegenza, all of our products are PETA certified. We are PETA certified. Well, that's why you see the little bunny with the ears. So it's not our cute little logo. That's not our logo. Our logo is this. That's our logo. That's our little swoosh mark that is Belegenza. PETA is that little funny bunny, that cute little bunny rabbit. That means that animal friendly. Everything we do, we don't test on animals unless you call celebrities animals or our family. And some of you, yeah, some of you celebrities, you know who you are. You are animals. So if I get in trouble for this, that's just too bad. You know, try not to say anything that offends too many people, but you celebrities, you're awesome. Some of you are simple animals. Oh my God, love you. You're funny. You've taught us so much. So anyway, we're PETA certified here at Belegenza, so I'm going to tell you about that. And back to Perform Gel. See how bouncy it is in there? I mean, I'm bouncing, but you can't quite tell how it's, see how I'm just ever so slightly shaking it, and you can see how that bounce goes. That is, you've never seen a gel like this. Plus I love the color too. It's food grade color, so those of you who are going to get all bent out of shape over, does it have any dyes in it? It's food coloring, ever so slightly. And so anyway, this is amazing for anybody who's concerned about their hair. Now guys, I'm talking to you specifically because I know you try to put on these airs that you're just, oh, it's not that big a deal, but let me tell you, you're building your muscle. So many times people are building muscle and they end up losing more hair because it's a testosterone exchange. It's too much production, and then it starts attaching to the follicles of the hair, which then shuts it down from growing hairs. So at one point it's growing too much, and then at one point it's just falling out. So part of the problem, and what we can help you with, is that if you are putting a layer of silicone or a layer of plasticizers, acrylates, that's the fancy name, all those fancy long words that you see on the backs of gels, those are acrylates, those are silicones, those are silicone derivatives, those are things that actually seal and get into the follicle area, much like caulk does around the toilet. Bad analogy, good analogy, right? Or whatever you call that. It is sealing that, and it's keeping the skin from, which your scalp is skin, it's keeping your skin from breathing and respiring properly. So what we do is we remove that very gently with our product, and with this gel, because you're putting in seaweed exchanges, I'll say more about exchanges in a moment. When you're putting these seaweeds and the nutrients that are in this, you are not stopping any process any longer. You're actually allowing the scalp to breathe. You're allowing the follicles to be healthy and to respire, to breathe, to be open, to receive all of the other good things that are coming your way, called hair growth, baby. So I know that I get every month, I mean, I can just see an inventory of brand new hairs coming in. Of course, I use all of our products exclusively. Duh. And I'm really a bad example because, well, no, I'm a good example because there was a point where I didn't know I was losing my hairline years ago. And when Cheryl told me to start using Grow Out, because there was one in the scratch and dent basket, I started using it, and the new short pointed hairs started coming in. I remember specifically it was January. I don't know what year, because years don't matter to me, but it was January, I remember. And I had started in November, so I started seeing it in January. It was shocking because it was like, hey, Lucas, good to see you. And oh my gosh, I'm old enough to know that I was losing some of them. So that was an upset for me and a delight at the same time. So here's what you would do, guys. Grab that gel, and it just takes a bit. Even if you're going to continue using that gel that you love so much, that mud that you love so much, at least start protecting your scalp from the get-go. So the moment you shampoo that day, the first thing you're going to want to put, if you're not already using Grow Out Scalp Energizing Spray, you want to put this next or first. And again, that gel, trap it, and then take your fingertips and push it onto your scalp. Okay, what you're doing is you're putting that layer of seaweeds and nutrients and all of the things that will protect your scalp and create a nice water-soluble barrier. It's not going to fully stop any silicones from getting in, but it's sure going to fill it up so that not so much will be absorbed at that point. So you are going to be nourishing your scalp at all times and keeping it clean and clear. Now, I'm just doing right around, well, I'm just going to go ahead and do it like I would for you guys. This would be on wet hair to get started. And then go ahead and do whatever you normally do to your hair at that point if you have to stay with that gel. After a while, you'll realize that you don't need to use any other gels. You'll use this one. You'll try Taffy, Encore, Simply Smooth, Spotlight Shine. Those will all, in a certain order, which you'll learn later, you'll figure out which ones to use and how much and blah, 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 blah. So I mentioned exchange. This particular protein is so unique. And I tell you because our trusty chemist, who is just a genius and so sweet and so kind, he says, well, most of the great stuff I do is in my garage. Sometimes I wake up at 3 in the morning, I go to my garage and ideas, and that's how he came up with this one. I said, we've got to get moisture in the hair, but we can't have moisture like humidity come into the hair, because if that happens, then people's hair wilts and or reverts into curl or frizz. So we can't have that happen, but we've got to have a certain amount of moisture left in the hair. It's got to be a perfect balance of inner and outer, and it has to be adjusted. It has to adjust according to the humidity levels in that person's town and city. So he looked at me like, okay, whatever. And a few months later, he said, oh, I was in my garage this morning. I realized what it's going to be. He says, do you know how sodium exchanges in seaweeds? And I said, I don't even know what you're talking about. Sodium and seaweeds, what, salted seaweed salad? That's all I know. And he said, well, if you think about it, he says, a seaweed is growing, and on the inside, it has to have a certain amount of water. He says, what happens when you have salty water on the outside? It pulls the water out, because the water goes where the salt is. So he explained all this stuff. Those of you who know your chemistry, those of you who know your biology, those of you who understand sodium exchange, really understand what I'm talking about. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, what I'm really saying is that seaweed in the cell wall has to be able to allow a certain amount of water in and not leach a certain amount of salt or water the other way. Well, that became the basis of these particular. It's a combination of many seaweeds that have that particular quality when put together. So that's what Perform is. That's why Perform is so cool. So anyway, put it on your scalp, guys. Ladies, got fine hair? I know you can't use gel. Yeah, you can. You can use this one. So anyway, Lisa, thank you for that question. That was awesome. That question was really important because when you get this gel, though some of our products will get disrupted in shipping, so that happens from time to time, just let us know. Nevertheless, this one is that jelly stuff. So it comes out like that, goes on like that. You're going to love the difference. And like other people say to us, can't live without that gel. That's the cool thing about Belegenza is once you've tried it, you keep coming back, and you can't live without it, and you keep coming back. And so when people say, oh, I'm using this other thing, I go, that's nice, that's fun. You'll be back. So anyway, let's see. I made my little notes this morning because that's how we do things around here, on notes and checklists, and we make sure we do everything that's that we said we're going to do. Grace, thank you for that question about the coffee, because just use stevia. It's the best. Some people will use erythritol. In fact, erythritol is in their trim series. They actually have a punchy, kind of citrusy flavored punch, so that if you don't want to do coffee and you still want the weight loss benefits, you can do what's called trim. I should have pulled a packet. I'd go, but I'm tethered with a microphone at the moment. The trim is punch flavor, so you can put it in your water bottle and sip on it, or I say chug it because it makes a big difference to get in your system right away, especially before a workout or even after a workout. So anyway, that's that one. And then a couple of you who said, I don't want to do punch. I don't want to do coffee. I'm like, that's fine. We got you. Cocoa. We've got hot cocoa, so you can do hot cocoa. Oh, I don't like hot cocoa. It's too hot right now in my neighborhood. Cool it down with some ice and make it like a little shake thing. So all there is to do is get the results. It seems like there was somebody else who had a question, but oh well, I'll address it later. Or you can just type it in the feed here and I'll answer it as we go. I was very excited yesterday to have Cheryl on. We laughed so much afterwards. We had such a great day. The weather was awesome. And we laughed so much about how not easy life is and how we wasted so much time in the past being upset because it wasn't easy like they told us. You know, all of our mentors, everybody on Facebook, everybody looks like they're having an easy life, and the real background is just not, and it's just not glamorous. And we were laughing about some of the places that we've been and some of the disasters. One of them, one of my favorites was when we first started a program for the Home Light mission, the Home Light family organization of the Midnight Mission in LA for the homeless folks. You know, it's a passion for us. We love taking care of people who need a hand up and have fallen on some tough times. And what we wanted to do was do a makeover thing so that we could take these. At that point, there were 12 women in this shelter, in a particular kind of shelter where they had just a year to get themselves fluffed up and back into life with their children that they had discovered after having been homeless for God knows how long. And so we were doing this thing, and we got to the point where it was Tuesday, and all of our hairdressers and makeup artists from the studios all got jobs. I mean, like, seriously, they all got jobs all at once, and our event was supposed to be on Saturday. So as we do, we were in, obviously, Southern California, so we said, let's just go home. There's never been a New Year, New You program. We invented it, so if it never happens, nobody will ever know. So we drove to Disneyland, and we said, let's just go sit at the Disneyland Hotel, have a cup of coffee, and figure out our plan. So we sat there, we were figuring out our plan. Cheryl was on the phone checking flights. It was like going to be an extra $800 per person just to get home. We were like, we're so beat up by this, let's just go home. So as we are, I see somebody walking past, and I go, oh, must be hairdresser day at Disneyland. They must be bringing their children. Oh, well, it's almost 3 o'clock, so maybe it's the parade thing about to happen. And then a few minutes later, I was like, Cheryl, okay, are we going to book those now? She goes, yeah, let me take this call. So, and then they walk back, And then again, they walked past with another group, and I'm like, wow, lots of hairdressers here. That's so interesting. And I went, Gail? Oh my. Guess who it was? It was one of the first Academy Award-winning hairdresser whom we had worked with recently. And she said, what are you guys doing here? And I said, well, we were supposed to be doing this big fundraiser thing, this big New Year, New You thing for the Midnight Mission, for their Home Light program and family living program. And all our hairdressers and makeup artists canceled out on us last minute. It's this Saturday and it's Tuesday, so we're booking flights to go home right now. And she goes, oh no, hold on. My daughter Laurel is upstairs with the rest of the cast and team. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she goes, oh, well, we're all here filming the Dancing with the Stars episode here at Disneyland tonight. So we're all here. Come on, let me tell my daughter, who's also a hairdresser, and she'll get everything going for you. And sure enough, she did. So when it comes to miracles, you just don't know. It was not glamorous in that moment at all until that moment. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk that, you know, they always work at the CBS studio there in LA, and here we were in Anaheim, and we were just passing through and said, oh, let's stop at that Disneyland hotel and have a cup of coffee and figure out our plan. And there were, you know, when you trust your gut, you trust your inspiration, you just don't know what you're going to find. And to the hairdressers that we know from the hair and makeup studios are right there with Dancing with the Stars. So anyway, all that to tell you, we don't always have a glamorous life. We have some glamorous results from time to time because we just keep on going. So anyway, in our 90-day accomplishment and discovery program, people are telling us things maybe not as wacky as that, but they're having miracles in their own personal lives, and we're very, very happy for that. So, and then like Cheryl said yesterday, she goes, gosh, so-and-so had such great miracles. Can I just copy her column and put it in mine? Some days, that's what we have to do. We just have to make note of their miracles and celebrate with them and leave our woes behind, our upsets behind. So anyway, there it is. I know that the other thing I wanted to make sure to mention is we learn from everywhere we go. We learn from Disney how to do things. We learn from you how to do things. We try to learn something from everyone at all times. And a shout out to an airline that people refer to as the cattle car industry. Well, I love them, and we love them because yesterday, as we were moving things around at the end of the day, I realized that we adopted an idea that they use called a shuttling system, where they go from one city, take a bunch of people, drop a few off, pick up some more, drop a few off, pick up a few more. It's not round trips. So those of you who know that cattle car company, a lot of people make fun of it. I want them to bring the peanuts back, but anyway, that's another story. We utilize that concept as we are moving and managing our lives, and so we go through that in our 90-day program. So we'd love to have you join us one of these days and let us take you and show you and help you get to the next level that you're going for. All right, so that's all that. Cheryl's going to be talking more about her marketing situation and how to overcome objections, whether it's objections with a new business you're opening, objections with people buying your products and services, just some of those funny things. We were going through how some of those things that people say about water skiers, and we were just laughing our heads off, like, oh, it's easy to water ski, and oh, the water's soft when you fall. No, it's not. Okay, so we laughed and had a good time. So anyway, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. And again, my name is Alan. I welcome you to my coffee breaks. I'll be doing these every day at 9:45 my time, so translate it out for you. I'm typically in the Houston area, so you know, I probably will adjust that. I don't know. You can always catch it on the repeat, whatever you call it. Subscribe to those things, and then rather than just liking this, please, if you will, make a little, you know, just put an icon in the chat part and in the comment part so we can see it. And all right, well, have a great day. I'm going to finish up my delicious coffee, and if you have any questions, you know how to find me. If you don't know how to find me, you already did. So just tap me a private message. And oh, yeah, we've got not a ton left, but while I still have cups, I am happy to give one away today. And so please, all you got to do is private message me your address, and we'll get that out to you right away. And you know what else? This person, I'm going to include a packet. I don't have a packet of the Italian roast coffee, so you can actually taste the coffee. It tastes delicious. So some of the best coffee you're going to have, and you get a free mug with it. All right. talk to you soon. Have a great, great, wonderful, awesome day.